Good morning, everyone. My name is Carrie Uva. I'm a member of the Greater Downey Association of Realtors, and this year I served as our region chair for Region 22. And we're here today to give you an update of the most recent California Association of Realtors business meetings and board of director meetings. I am going to call on Edwin Acevedo to give his report first. Edwin, go right ahead.
Hey, Kerry, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, members. A couple of things that I attended on, I'm responsible for the MLS policy and the forum advisory and members director forum. There were several things that were discussed, action items. One of the things is where HOA managers were not to use the funds from the association to go against any members or owners of the association. Now, I may be stepping over toes because that's something that's got discussed across different forums, different committees. One of the other things that was discussed is that one of the action items that they're trying to pass or support is where we have a possibility where wholesalers will have to be licensed, or have a real estate license. Now, we don't know what form of real estate license that will be, but that's something that they're trying to look at right now is having wholesalers get licensed, obviously for liability purposes, and to make sure that they're conducting business in a ethical way. And the only way to really control that is having them licensed and obviously having the board to oversee that. So those are the things that I had for my part. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Edwin. Appreciate it. Next, I'm going to call on Mr. Jose Perez.
Hello, everybody. Jose Perez, past president. Good morning. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. I was on taxation and government finance, as well as investment housing. Neither of them had action items, but in the investment housing committee, they brought up something that stood out to me. And they mentioned the LA County and unincorporated and soon to be LA City, because LA City is trying to copy. They're asking landlords to maintain at least one room at 82 degrees at all times, and they're talking about soon to be all rooms. So pretty interesting. 82 degrees is pretty hot in my opinion too, but I guess it's for when it gets really, really cold out there. But that's one of the main things that stood out. They also were tracking bat bills and keeping record of how many bat bills were going against our industry and who was writing bat bills. And they mentioned that Senator Nahab had 7 and an Assembly Member Cara had 4. So just keep an eye out on those bills and those laws that are trying to pass out there, which is very important. They are threatening our industry, so we have to protect it. So it's always good to keep an eye out on those bills that are being introduced. That's my report, guys.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jose. Let's see. Next, I will call on Lena Ariza.
Morning, everyone. Yes, I am the regional rep for the professional standards, and there was nothing to report on that. I also sat in the diversity, and there was an action item that was passed with our CAR board of directors, and this was an action item that included best practices for transparency and inclusivity. That included 6 recommendations varying from 6 traits for leadership, more clarity on the code of ethic and reinforcement of the code of ethics. So that was passed, and that concludes my report.
Okay, so Louis, that leaves you. Louis Lujan, our Government Affairs Director.
Good morning, everybody. Louis Lujan, Government Affairs Director. So there's 2 updates I'll give quickly. One is on an important Senate bill that is headed towards the governor's desk that you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on. It's Senate Bill 79. And this bill is sponsored by Senator Wiener, and it was also supported by the California Association of Realtors. Now, what this bill does is it requires cities to increase their density of housing, regardless of what their zoning says. Of course, there's more detail to it, but essentially, this is the first major bill that we anticipate in which the state is going to require the cities to build up, to increase their densities, regardless of what their their current zonings are. Now, most of the development will happen around transit zones, meaning train stations or areas that are deemed transit zones or transit friendly. And the other update I can give quickly, and it's not necessarily focused on the state, but it is going to affect us. And that is that we are a few days away from a potential government shutdown on the federal level. And of course, that's going to affect every state in the country. So we'll keep an eye on that. Those are the two major updates I have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I don't see Maria Lily back on. So there is one issue that I can address that we will all see when we get our billing from CAR and our local association. There will be a $99 increase in the RAA, which is a mandatory contribution for political items. The leadership at California Association of Realtors met with our governor during the year this year, and he impressed upon them to bank up some money because there's a lot of bills and a lot of issues that we are going to need to help fight to preserve our home ownership rights. So that increase was voted on at the board of directors, and it unanimously passed to increase the dues for that little section by $99. So we'll see that when we get our billing. I believe our billing comes out sometime in December. So we will all notice that slight increase, but it's there to help us and help ownership and preserve our industry, basically. So does anyone have any other comment that they would like to throw in, or did we cover pretty much everything?
Just want to comment. I mean, Louis talked about obviously this bill that's being on the governor's desk regarding from Wiener, and that's interesting because I know a few years back they tried to pass a similar bill, and now it's back up. So it looks like it's going to be something that's they're not going to give up on, and that's going to be a big opportunity for a lot of investors and owners in those areas because now they're going to be able to rezone and build up for those that obviously have capital to do it. So. Good thing to look at. Good thing to look at from an investment opportunity, and obviously it can potentially solve at least inventory issues, at least in the local level. So I'm really interested and curious about that. I also did forget to mention about that in the forms, so the RPA forms, they're looking at including a TC section to where they're going to require the TC to be named, to be checked off if they're licensed or not. Where it's their office address, and I believe with the fee they're going to be paying, which is already on there. But that's something that they're also looking into adding on to the RPA.
I see Maria Lily is back on. So Maria, if you could unmute yourself and give us a report on the committees that you sat in on. Okay, you're unmuted, Maria, if you can hear me. Go ahead. No? Okay. Yeah, I think we're having technical difficulties. Okay, well, we all appreciate being your state director. We had a great year this year. We attended 3 business meetings for California Association of Realtors during the year. It was a great opportunity, and I can speak, I think, on behalf of all of us. Thank you for allowing us to do this. We really enjoy this job, and we really take it very seriously and are very pleased to have done it. So that is all for our report. Thank you all for watching this Zoom video, and have a great day.